Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we have more details on Michigan's plan on aging as we speak with the delivery driver for Meals on Wheels in Marquette County. Plus, big news for Michigan farmers, $2 million in federal grants are heading their way. We'll hear how it's expected to keep the state's agriculture industry competitive. And rising healthcare costs could hit millions of Americans hard as key subsidies are set to expire in just 6 weeks. We'll have the details live from Washington, D.C. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Dakota, good evening. It's still feeling pretty chilly out there, my friend.
Yeah, it's still on the chilly side, Kevin, and the good news is we are going to bring temperatures up a little bit here as we work towards the weekend. Quick check of Doppler Max shows a little bit of maybe some light rain showers out across the western half of the UP, but not seeing much, and I don't think we'll see much out there for tonight either. Temperatures below freezing out towards Iron Mountain, 34 here into Marquette, about 31 into Escanaba. Looking ahead for tonight, we stay into the 30s, but we do have some rain on the way for tomorrow. We'll time it out, plus a look at your 7-day coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Dakota. Thank you very much. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services has been on a tour of community conversations centered around the growing needs of older adults in Michigan. This morning in Negaunee, members of the MDHHS spoke with volunteers and staff from surrounding senior service providers. The goal of this meeting was to listen to their concerns relating to issues in funding, transportation, housing, and technology among seniors.
I really appreciate the fact that this meeting happened and was hosted by people from the state looking at issues here in the Upper Peninsula. There are so many things that could be solved relatively easily if we can be creative.
MDHHS will take this information into account for its upcoming 3-year aging plan starting in 2027, set to be finalized by mid-2026. Michigan agriculture leaders say the latest round of federal specialty crop block grants will help support dozens of crop producers around the state. The Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development announced more than 20 projects focused on research, pest management, market development, and technical assistance. The department director says the grants play a major role in keeping the state's agriculture industry competitive.
Well, we talk about specialty crops, certainly, to delineate their differences from, traditional grain crops, for instance. But, in common language here, specialty crops are the foods that we eat every day. And Michigan's a really unique place of the fact that we can grow so many of these different crops.
We'll have more from the director on how grants like this are essential as farmers deal with labor shortages, volatile weather, and shifting markets tonight at 11:10 Central. In 6 weeks, Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire. Extending these subsidies was a key demand by Democrats during the longest government shutdown in history. Without the extension, healthcare costs are expected to skyrocket, and many Americans are already noticing higher premiums. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon joins us live from Capitol Hill. Brendan, good evening, sir. You asked Republicans what their plan is to address rising healthcare costs, so tell us what you've heard.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening to you. Well, the answers among Republicans vary. Some more moderate members want to see a temporary 1-year extension of those enhanced ACA tax credits in order to sort of give lawmakers more time to find a more permanent solution. Other Republicans, however, including President Donald Trump, want to take a different approach entirely, like sending federal assistance directly to consumers rather than to health insurers, which is currently the case under Obamacare. If the enhanced subsidies lapse millions as scheduled, premiums for roughly 22 million Americans are expected to skyrocket on average over 100%. That's according to the nonpartisan health policy research group, KFF. Created by the Biden administration in 2021, these enhanced subsidies made Obamacare plans more affordable, offering little to no monthly costs for many low-income consumers and extending aid to the middle class for the first time ever. The expanded support helped drive a record 24 million enrollments this year. That's double the number from 2020, with more than 90% receiving premium assistance. Extending the enhanced subsidies would cost about $350 billion over the next decade. we asked UP Congressman Jack Bergman what the plan should be for these subsidies and how Congress should address the rising health care costs.
Subsidies can only go so long before you're unable to subsidize what you need. We need to make sure that any government subsidies are put together so that they reflect the needs of the people they're meant to help.
And Kevin, at some point within the next month, we're expecting to see a vote on extending these subsidies in the Senate. Securing a vote on it was guaranteed to those 8 Senate Democrats who sort of were able to extract that from Republican leadership in order to have their support to reopen the government and end the longest shutdown in U.S. history. But as of now, it's unclear whether any plan from either party can actually muster the support necessary to pass, especially in the Senate, where it will need to surpass 60 votes in order to break that Senate filibuster. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much, sir. Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Dakota will give us an idea of where our temperatures are heading for the rest of the week. And we're talking with students from Northern Michigan University about how they're planning to spend their upcoming Thanksgiving break. We'll be right back.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. 41 was our high temp today here into Marquette. So again, you see that is above average, and that's going to be the trend through the next several days is going to be warmer temperatures. But yeah, we don't have any snow in the forecast, at least not now. And I know there's a lot of snow lovers out there going, when is it finally, when are we finally going to see some good snow? And something we're watching, but we're not going to tell you that just now. 39 out towards Copper Harbor, out towards the northern half of the UP here. 34 into Marquette at this hour, 32 down into Iron Mountain. Temperatures shouldn't dip off too much with the advancing cloud cover. Remember, clouds act like a blanket and keep temperatures up. But winds on the lighter side coming out of the south, so that southerly wind flow obviously brings in our warmer air. But small craft advisories go back in effect tomorrow for the Lake Superior shoreline and also Lake Michigan down here across the southern half of the UP, and these run until Thursday evening and Friday morning. Winds do come up a little bit, but the main issue here would be higher waves, averaging about maybe 3 to 6 feet. So again, like I've been saying, probably not a lot of people out on the water, but if you're going to be, something to keep in mind. All right, Doppler Max is mainly quiet, but we do see a few isolated showers out here across the western half of the UP, about to come up into Rockland. So we'll see how this behaves. There's not a lot there, so mostly just a couple of drizzles or maybe a flurry, and that's pretty much it as this weak little weather system moves to our north. But the next weather system gets in here tomorrow, and that is going to produce the better chance for scattered showers, especially as we head into the morning hours. You see the rain chance lines here going up to a scatter chance, and by the time we head to the afternoon, we'll dip the rain chances off, but we'll still have a chance for a few scattered showers in the afternoon and into the evening. So here's Futurecast. You see by 10 o'clock, it's trying to bring in a few of those showers out towards Eagle Harbor. Not out of the question. You could see a few drops, but this is that next little system that kind of moves on through by tomorrow morning. Again, notice the very sparse coverage, but then by the end of the evening here, we may actually see a little bit of clearing across the western half of the UP, and that'll take over as we head into Friday, but may see a few lake effect clouds coming in with a more northerly wind, especially near the lakeshore. So wind gusts shouldn't be too much of an issue over the next few days. They do come up, and again, you see those colors here. That's where, again, some of those higher waves, especially closer to Lake Superior, where we could see those higher waves. So we'll go 44 for a high tomorrow, 40 on Friday. Again, a northerly wind will bring temperatures down a little bit. Temperatures into the mid-40s as we head towards the weekend, but then here comes some big changes as we head towards Thanksgiving. Stay tuned. There's more of that to come.
Dakota, thank you again. Northern Michigan University students are preparing for some time away from school during their upcoming Thanksgiving break. Students say the break provides a good recharge before finals in December, although some claim they plan to continue their studies during the week off. The mid-semester break officially begins Saturday, and students who are still on campus this half of the week are ready to enter vacation mode.
I can take a second to not have to, be in study mode. And a lot of the times when I return from that, I can just think better and everything makes more sense when I just have a second to take a break and not just be constantly rushing.
Northern classes will pick back up on December 1st with their final exams beginning on the 8th. Coming up next on Insights, a dental assistance program is the only one of its kind in the entire Upper Peninsula. We'll have the details on how it works and what the need is for more dental care services in the region. That conversation's in 2 minutes.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. Iron Mountain is home to the UP's only dental assistant training program, and registration is now open. Here with the details is Sarah Wenzel of the John Fornetti Dental Center. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.
All right, so this is the only one in the UP. Tell us about the program.
Yes, it is a 9-week course beginning January 15th, and it runs until approximately March 17th. It is a combination of hands-on training as well as a classroom lecture. And to our knowledge, there is no other dental assistant program like it in the Upper Peninsula. So it's a great opportunity for those who are looking to maybe try a new career out or want to get a leg up as they pursue dental assisting positions. Obviously, they would gain the experience that would allow them to go chairside much more quickly than anyone else who would just be applying for a position off the street.
Sure, and we all have heard that there's a shortage of dentists or dental assistants even in the UP, excuse me. So how great would you say is the need for dental assistants in the region?
Oh, the need is very, very great. I want to say there is a study that has been released by one of the universities in Michigan that reports that although this is more along the hygiene line of things, dental hygienists, the need in the Upper Peninsula in the next 5 years is going to be through the roof. And so as that translates down into dentists as well as assistants, it is a great opportunity. It is a wonderful industry to be a part of. You are truly giving people the assistance they need. There is a demand for especially rural health care. And so you can make a difference in people's lives just by being chairside. Of course, many people have anxiety going to the dentist. And what a greater impact can you make than to reassure people, provide them comfort and compassion as they receive the treatment they desperately need.
Absolutely. So how can people apply for this program?
Well, they can go online thanks to our partner, Bay College here in Iron Mountain. They can go online. The link is mytraining.baycollege.edu. And when you get there, you'll search for dental and up will pop the dental assistant program. So all the registration is online and you can find out more information at that link as well. If anybody has any questions, they can certainly reach out to me directly here at the John Fornetti Dental Center. My direct line is 906-774-0100 or email at marketing@drjohnfornetti.com.
All right, good stuff. And as far as the program goes, Sarah, how intensive would you say it is?
Well, it's going to give a nice generalization to being a dental assistant, getting your foot in the door into the industry. So although it is not where you graduate with a certification, you are not a certified dental assistant, graduates of the program do receive a certificate of completion, and then they will also receive their Michigan radiography certificate and be first aid and CPR certified. So again, it's a great way to start a new career by getting that information, hands-on experience, and training that will just boost someone's ability to secure a position, to have that on their resume instead of just applying and not having any background experience.
All right, good stuff. And for anyone who is interested in this field, Sarah, are there any other resources that they might be able to take advantage out there?
To my knowledge, Bay College is still working with UP Michigan Works for those individuals who may qualify for assistance. The nice thing about our package, among many things, is that there is only one fee, and that includes all of your textbooks, materials, etc. The only thing that the candidate needs to provide is their attire, so things like scrubs and a clean pair of tennis shoes. But UP Michigan Works, we are still hoping to hear from them that they will provide assistance for those individuals who qualify.
All right, understood. Sarah, that is all the time we have, all the questions we have for you as well. Thank you so much for taking the time for us today.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Tomorrow, we're talking with the Baraga County Chamber of Commerce about their holiday decor tour. We'll have all the details only on 19 News Insights. Coming up next tonight, Easton, Ms. Zimnaska from Northern Scales Reptiles returns for another animal for Creature Feature. We'll see who he's bringing along today. But first, here's your Upers United Volunteer Opportunity of the Day. Organization Room at the Inn is always looking for help with the dinner shift at the Marquette Warming Center. Volunteers can help cook, clean, prepare, and serve meals. These opportunities are available every day starting at 4 p.m. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, just head to upersunited.com.
If you're traveling for the holidays next week, the government has some advice to keep flyers from fighting on their way to Thanksgiving dinner.
And some prisoners leave lockup only to end up back behind bars. Our Eye on America goes inside a prison, rewriting that story, transforming lives before release. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Oh, if it's a fly, that's okay. If you're shooting spiders, though, we need those.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back to you, Easton. You have two little critters in here
I do
today.
have two little critters today.
Same species?
Yep, these are the same, a little different genetics. That's why this one's looking a little different than Jane here. We have Jane. She is one of our rescues right here in my hand, and then right there you have Snowball.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so this is a healthy one here.
This is a very healthy
Tell us the issues with this poor guy here.
So just relating to give people the imagery on what a healthy versus unhealthy one looks like, Jane here has obviously a back problem. If you notice her arch in her back, she has major scoliosis, which cannot be fixed in reptiles, unfortunately. Unlike humans, they don't know, you put metal rods in a human's back to straighten it out. These guys wouldn't know how to maintain that properly. Gotcha. On top of that, her forearms aren't like Snowball's here. Snowball can support himself with his forearms. Jane here cannot. They're like jello, unfortunately. Both these problems are caused by lack of nutrition with calcium and not proper heating.
Okay.
So basically what we do for these guys, proper care-wise, we dust their food with calcium powder. Okay. And that calcium powder basically helps strengthen their bones so stuff like this doesn't happen.
Gotcha. And just, I can only imagine how many issues he has to go through with that scoliosis going on. How much does that affect his daily life, you think, Easton?
So crawling around the cage, she doesn't really do that much. She'll try to go back and forth, but she can usually put all her energy into like one strut to one side and then not much back to the other. But she's gotten a lot healthier, I will say. Her colors come back. She used to be pale white in a not natural way. Unfortunately, she did also lose some of her toes. This is a result of having no humidity. So when she came in, she was on this stuff called reptile carpet. It's actually been a big problem in the reptile community. reptile carpet is not a safe substitute for substrate.
Okay.
Besides what big companies will say, they sell it because it's like a cheap knockoff. You don't have to smell dirt. That's their best sales pitch.
Okay.
I tell people though, if they don't want to deal with dirt, you don't have to. You can do paper towel actually. Paper towel is a really easy substitute. You lay it on the bottom, you change it every 2 weeks like you would carpet, but you can buy a whole roll of it or 3 rolls of it for the price of 1 carpet. So that works out pretty well for people that don't like dirt in their house, which I mean, I know my family doesn't.
Sure. Well, you have a whole bunch of animals, Easton, so I'm sure there's some dirt floating around.
We're going on 22 right now. Jane's making 22. She's one of my other rescues right now. So.
I wanted to ask you, you do a lot of rescue work. Can you just tell us a little bit more about the animals you take in?
Yeah, so me personally, I have taken in Yoda. He was earlier in the show. He was the salamander that was dropped off by the DNR.
Right.
We had Coconut. He was our crested gecko. He was in really healthy conditions, but his family couldn't take care of him anymore, so they gave him up to me. At the shop, we've taken in chinchilla, over a dozen bearded dragons, probably over 100 leopard geckos. We've taken in ball pythons, corn snakes. We have our giant iguana spring mix. She's a big rescue. We've even gotten some tarantula rescues, which is pretty crazy to me that even people are dropping those guys off. Most of the time, it's because people actually lose interest in these guys. They're like, oh, I didn't get the care right. I don't really want them anymore. Can you take them in? And they just drop them at our door. And honestly, there's nowhere else in Marquette that can really take them. UPAWS is a great help, but they usually reach out to us because we are more like prepared for reptiles. They're more mammals or more exotic animals like these guys.
Gotcha. Well, it's absolutely a great job that you guys do, Easton. Thank you so much for bringing the leopard geckos in. One of my favorite lizards, and as I understand, they're very popular in the pet world.
Everyone really loves them. Make sure to do your research. Watch some videos. Don't just get the info from a pet store. We have people watch 7 to 8 videos before they come get a reptile from us. So that's always a great info gathering.
Sounds like a good policy to me. Easton, thanks so much for coming on, as
Thanks
always.
for having us.
And we'll be right back with a final look at weather.
Low temps tonight, not quite as chilly as it's been in past nights. We should dip off into the mid to lower 30s across much of the Upper Peninsula. Temperatures remaining above average through the rest of this week and into the weekend. Do see a few showers, mainly tomorrow morning. Could see a couple isolated showers as we head towards the afternoon. But notice as we head towards Thanksgiving, there is going to be some changes in that weather pattern. Again, stay tuned. We'll give you updates as we get closer.
Thank you again, Dakota. And finally tonight, some of Escanaba's youngest citizens are getting involved in the heart of this year's Christmas celebration. More than 100 third graders from Escanaba Upper Elementary School hand-painted ornaments in their art class. Today they watched North Country Electrical Line School students hang their ornaments on the city's Christmas tree at the center court. Each one is unique, and the young artists say they're proud to have their work on display this holiday season.
I was so excited when I saw it getting hung at the tree. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I wish everyone could see my ornament. I like it. It's very pretty, and I hope everyone loves them.
The public can see those ornaments during the annual tree lighting ceremony on November 25th from 6 to 7 p.m. That's all for now, everyone. We'll catch you here later tonight.